So welcome back to another video with Anthony Outdoors. Today we're out with Elliot and Finley.
Hi! Hi!
Yeah. We're going to go for our first wild camp on the open moors with our tent. Yay! So we're going to an area which is called Avon Dam. So we've got a nice little walk up there. It's about 2.5 miles to get up onto where the dam is. And then it's nice open moorland. So we're going to find a place up there to go and pitch up for the night. It's meant to be a little bit rainy with some gusts of maybe 35 miles an hour. So everything should be fine. We've got the tent, we've got all of the sleeping equipment. As you can see, we're all with our rain gear on, ready just in case. And we're going to get going. So we'll bring you along for the journey. And hopefully you all enjoy this. So we're up on the moorland now, just coming up towards the dam. So we've walked up there. I would have shown you a little bit more, but as you can tell, it got a little wet because I'm filming on my phone. Unfortunately, it's not waterproof. As you can see, a bit of sunshine coming out over there, getting a bit lighter. Elliot, how you doing? Look, say hello to the camera. Nah, he doesn't want to. But we're just coming up on the dam. So from the dam, we're going to head east up onto just one of the tours there and see if we can find a nice spot for tonight to be able to camp and enjoy the lovely views that we're going to get. So I'll bring you back in a second once we find a nice little spot or I see something really cute. Smile. You loving it? Come on then. With your little backpack. Is it quite a big one? Lucky you don't have much in there then, isn't it? Sheltering away from the rain, keeping nice and warm. So we're at the dam now, as you can see. There it is along there, and there's the dam, and just the other side is obviously the water. And we're going up to that side just over there to try and find a nice little spot to camp. Because you're allowed to camp around here, not right on the dam, but you are allowed to camp around here. As you can tell, the clouds are looking a bit black, starting to get a bit darker, so we're just pushing on now. Just going to find ourselves a nice little spot, pop the tent up, get the kids in there, and then get the food on. So this is Sunday now. Sorry there's no more footage of the wild camping. Unfortunately, when we were out, we got the tent pitched up, started to get everything out, put the mats down, got everything sorted, was cooking food, and then around about 9:30, 9:45, decided to put the little one down to sleep for the night. So pulled out his sleeping bag, and I'd made a bit of a silly mistake and not packed it inside of any plastic bags or any of the waterproof containers. So it turned out that his sleeping bag had got wet along with my other son's. So unfortunately, during that time, we had to pack everything away because I wasn't going to stay up there if both of their sleeping bags are wet. I mean, they couldn't really sleep in them. So at that point, it had already started to get dark, so I didn't really want to be filming, trying to get the kids down off of the reservoir there during the night whilst filming. So in the end, we packed it all away, made sure that we'd got everything sorted, made sure that the kids had wrapped up nice and warm, got their waterproofs back on, they had their head torches. So then we ended up walking back down off of the moor, the 2-mile walk back down to the car, and ended up coming home for the night. So in the end, I think we got back to the car at about 11 o'clock. The youngest one, the poor little lad, was so tired. As soon as he got into the car, wrapped him up in a nice warm blanket in his car seat, and he fell straight to sleep, the poor little lad. So just really want to let you guys know on a few little mistakes that I made. So number one was we didn't put a liner inside the rucksacks. So even though we had the waterproof covers on the outside, myself made the silly mistake of not putting liners in there, and that meant that everything that wasn't in dry bags, namely the sleeping bags, had got wet. Not completely soaking through wet, but wet enough that I wasn't willing to let them sleep up there overnight. So that was the first big mistake. I mean, I know that I should have done it, but realistically, this is the first time that I've actually had to use or thought about that I might actually need it and not done it. So that was a mistake on my part. Even though the kids love walking off in the night, they enjoyed it. They thought it was fun, being able to go out for a nice little night walk. It wasn't as fun for me, obviously, knowing the conditions. It was wet up there. There was a bit of wind. I mean, it had stopped raining at that point, so that was good. But obviously, it's never nice being up on the moors, having to walk down during the middle of the night, or early in the night, pitch black. So obviously, there's no residual light out there at all, especially because it was an overcast night. So that wasn't the best of things. I also found, whilst I was up there wasn't too much of dry spots where we were able to camp. So in the end, where we did put the tent down, it was quite rocky, and there was a little bit of standing water there, so I noticed it as well on the ground sheet that it was quite, not leaking, but you could definitely feel that there was a bit of moisture there. So note to myself again, I'm going to go get a ground sheet for the tent. I don't think I'm going to go for a purpose-made one. I've seen that you can get some light plastic from, say, B&Q or Screwfix or something like that, and cut one perfectly designed or perfectly
to fit the inner of the tent, because obviously ours is a outer pitch first and then you can put the inner in afterwards. So I'm going to look for a piece of plastic that I can cut up and then put around on the inside, just to give it that extra bit of protection as well, just in case when we are on any rocks or anything else like that, or any sharp sticks or anything, that it doesn't puncture the bottom of the tent, and that we have that extra layer of protection from any moisture on the ground. So I just wanted to let you know, guys, know really what happened and why there was no more footage from there. So really, guys, it doesn't matter what happens at the end of the day. If things aren't right, you're better off coming down off of the mountain than you are trying to stick it out sometimes. Because if we'd have stuck it out, the kids could have got cold, it could have got worse, and then they could have been cold. I wouldn't have felt too good in myself for obviously putting the kids in that kind of a situation. So I knew that it was safe enough for us to be able to go down off of the mountain. I had my big head torch, the kids both had torches, we all had our waterproofs, so we managed to stay fairly dry in there. We had spare change of clothes which was in dry bags, so I changed the kid, the youngest one, first, made sure that he was nice and warm, ready for the walk down. But I mean, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that, like I say, if things don't go right, you're better off just going home rather than trying to stick it out. Because if you stick it out and it does go really wrong, then that's the time that you're in a bad situation. Given that most of the parts of Dartmoor, you can't actually get any phone signal or reception. So always make sure that you let people know exactly where you're going as well. Stick to a plan. And if that plan don't go right, you all should always have a plan as well to be able to get back off and safely as well. So I had already told my partner where we were going that night. I had looked on the maps. I had said to where we'd be camping in the certain area that we did. So I made sure that she knew that. And as soon as I got phone signal, I then told her what had happened, and obviously explained that we were coming back and that everything was all right. So thank you very much for watching this. Sorry it wasn't a bit more of an interesting one, but we will be going out again this weekend. Bearing in mind I've got some bags being sent out to me so that I can put them inside of our rucksacks. So now that we'll have everything inside of a dry sack inside our rucksacks, as well as obviously our clothes which are already in dry bags in the first place. It was just a silly little mistake on my part, and I just want to let you guys know. If you have any questions or anything else or any tips for me as well, please feel free to comment down below. If not, give the video a big thumbs up, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers, bye bye.